So what's up, people, and welcome to another episode of Comics, Animations, and Movies. So for today's episode, I would like to go over a topic regarding the comic series and the anime series One Piece. And this topic has been a subject of debate amongst the One Piece fandom for quite a while. And this is with regards to something that threatens the main character, Monkey D. Luffy. And no, this threat doesn't come from one of his arch enemies or from the Marines, but it's basically a threat on his entire lifespan. And this is because of the various things that happen in the story and the various action that he does. And the debate is over how big this threat is. Some people have stated that he has shortened his lifespan significantly, and other people have said that no, it's not a big problem. And so today I wanted to go over this topic because of the fact that there may be something that can actually, basically make this entire debate moot. But I wanted to go over this and see how you felt about this. So for anybody who has read the One Piece manga or has watched the One Piece anime, at least up to the time skip point, you know that there has been a couple of things that have threatened or potentially threatened Luffy's lifespan to a significant amount depending upon who you talk to. And one of them is, of course, the situation that occurred in Impel Down when he was poisoned by the warden Magellan during a fight there, which almost cost him his life. And the only reason he was able to survive that was an injection that he received from Ivankov, a hormone injection, which basically cured him of the poison, but took 10 years away from his life. Now, that part isn't really in debate amongst the One Piece fandom. What is in debate is a follow-up injection that Luffy received in Marineford during the Whitebeard Marine War. And during that time, he needed to recover once more, and so Ivankov gave him another injection that brought him back to his fighting state so that he could go and save Ace. And the debate there was, did Ivankov use the same hormone injection that he did in Impel Down, in which case Luffy would have lost 20 years of his life total rather than 10. Now, a lot of people have said that it wasn't, and it was more just an energy type shot, which isn't as severe as the recovery shot that he needed in Impel Down. But others have said that no, it's the same shot, and so Luffy has potentially lost 20 years of his life. Now, the bigger debate revolves around Luffy's use of his special abilities, Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, and Gear 4th. And it comes about because of a comment that Rob Lucci made when he noticed Luffy using Gear 2nd. And he understood that due to Luffy's rubber capabilities that he could use with his body, he could elasticize his body and pressure his blood vessels so that it concentrates the blood so that it's a form of blood doping. And it gives Luffy a temporary ability to get tremendous amount of energy from his blood. However, it stresses the heart so much that Rob Lucci said that it basically may potentially take, some of his life away. The question is was Rob Lucci correct? And was Rob Lucci literal when he said that it would take his life away, or was he just basically saying that as a figure of speech, indicating that it was just stressing Luffy? And so some people have said that it does, and some people have said that it doesn't. And the degree at which it stresses his body has been in debate, and some people have said that Luffy has used Gear 2nd so much that he has potentially taken, again, years off of his life. And on top of that, although no comment was made for Gear 3rd or Gear 4th, since those are higher level gears for Luffy, some people have said that those take even greater amounts of life out of him. And so this debate has been going on. Some people have stated that Luffy has potentially lost maybe 50 years of his life. Other people have said, no, Luffy has only lost 10 years of his life. Everything else is up for speculation. And so this debate has been going on. How much life has Luffy lost? Will, Luffy potentially fall over and die right after he's discovered One Piece because of the fact that he has shortened his life so much to save everybody else? And so the question I wanted to bring up today is there a way of really resolving this, without having to go into some major arguments amongst the various opinions in One Piece? Because you really can't, quantify the amount of stress that Luffy received, because all of this is to some extent a form of speculation. The only real amount that has been mentioned is the 10 years by Ivankov. Everything else is speculation, but that doesn't mean that, those years don't exist. The amount of years that he lost doesn't exist. So you could argue this forever, and it will never get resolved. And because of that, it gets argued forever. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is not with regards to whether these stress points are real and how much years it has taken off of his life, but is there a way to just basically make it a trivial argument? And the reason I wanted to bring this up is the one way I could think of to make this a moot point is to bring up the capabilities that we saw from Mansherry. Now, Mansherry or Manshelly, depending upon who you talk to, and I just go by the Japanese pronunciation of Mansherry. But in any case, she's of course the princess of the Tontata tribe, the dwarf tribe that is located in Dressrosa. And she is a special princess because of her capabilities, where she is able to heal people using her tears. And so we see during that arc that she can use her tears to actually heal even some significantly terrible wounds. The one that is most notable is when Trafalgar Law basically got his entire arm ripped off, and she was able to attach it and completely heal it to basically brand new, using her tears. So not only does her tears accelerate the healing process, it actually reverts the cell structure back to the way it was, so that the cell or the organ or the part of the body becomes at full health. Now, the limitation for this, of course, is that this is not an infinite capability for Mansherry. The only way that she could actually provide this is to give part of her own life essence. And so that it could be argued that this will not be a solution for Luffy because of the fact that, if Luffy, for example, lost 50 years of his life, it would be too much to ask Mansherry or Manshelly, to take 50 years of her life to give to Luffy. However, there is that one capability that Mansherry has beyond just healing people, and that is to be able to receive life essence from other people. And we saw that in the Dressrosa arc when she started healing everybody. And the way she was able to do it is first to receive life essence from a lot of people. And so she basically received a small amount of life essence from all the people who were healthy, including the Marines who came later to help recover the city, and then use that extra life essence to heal all the other people there. So the question for debate or discussion, I would like to say, is can Mansherry use this capability to restore Luffy's life? And this isn't really an extension of a total lifespan of a human being. According to all the things that have happened, whether it's the hormone shot, whether it's the poison from Magellan, or whether it's the excessive use of his heightened abilities geared second, third, and fourth, they all potentially stress Luffy's body so bad that it basically destroys, or injures his body at a cellular level. Now, the hormone shot could be argued that it has taken life and shortened it for him because of the fact that the hormone shot, if you recall, is accelerated healing capability. And so if he has used his cell regeneration during that time and taken 10 years of his cell's lifespan, then maybe that cannot be recovered. But even that is a little bit hard to say because of the fact that Mansherry's healing capabilities are pretty darn strong. I mean, she can take some potentially critical damage that a human has received and basically fully heal it back to full health. And so her healing capabilities must go to a cellular level. And if that's the case, then if Luffy is not asking for extension of life, but basically to restore his lifespan to what it was due to the damage that he received from whatever action, whether it's the poison, whether it's the hormones, whether it's the excessive use of gear second, third, or fourth, there may be a possibility that Mansherry can actually, recover Luffy's health. And so now coming back again, why would Mansherry, sacrifice 50 years of her life to give to Luffy? But the thing is that no, it doesn't have to be that way again, because all she needs is to find volunteers that will donate, a very small essence of their life to give back to Luffy. And if you think about it, if, they publicly announced that Luffy needed, people volunteers to come up to give maybe even 1 hour of their lifespan, maybe, even up to 1 day of their lifespan, then how much can Luffy receive back? And so thinking about it, who would actually volunteer? Well, you would have all of Dressrosa, volunteering, all the way up to the royalty, King Riku. Then you will have all of the Straw Hat Pirate fleet, all 5,000 of them, providing, up to 1 day of their life. And if you ask Bartolomeo, he'll probably I'll give 25 years of my life. And then, people will have to hold him back to not overly give to Luffy. And then, of course, you could ask Alabasta, you could ask Skypiea, go back to all the places that Luffy has visited, even the G8 Marines, even maybe the Whitebeard Pirates, whoever, the Brownbeard Pirates. All of those people will probably be willing to give a small amount of their, lifespan just to help Luffy extend his life. And so, yeah, if you took an hour from even just everybody from Dressrosa, you probably can recover the 10 years that he lost from Ivankov's, and the use of Ivankov's hormone shot. And so my feeling is that my hope is that Mansherry can actually do this. And if she can, then the argument of how much, life Luffy's lost becomes moot, because even if he lost like 80 years of his life, there are so many people who owe their, life to Luffy that they will be happy to come on board to be able to even give a small amount of their life back so that they could give their thanks to Luffy. At least that's what I would like to believe. And so this was the only thing I really wanted to bring up as a point of discussion. What do you think with regards to this? Does it really matter if Luffy has lost 10 years of his life or 80 years of his life? If Mansherry can actually recover that, and if Mansherry can receive life essence from other people, do you feel that, there are enough people around the world, Drum Island, or I guess now it's called Sakura Kingdom, Alabasta, Fuchsia Village, everywhere, that he's visited, he could basically, he probably wouldn't ask, but I would assume that, Mansherry could ask, and if she did, they would come scrambling to be able to do something for Luffy as a thanks for what he has done to everybody else. Fisherman Island is another place. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring this up as a point of discussion and a point of information. So what do you think? If you have any thoughts, please post it in the comments section below. And I thank you very much right from the start with regards to any comments that you can provide. Anyway, that's about it for this video. It's a kind of a trivial one. I'll continue to go over kind of stupid trivial, my thoughts, my hypothesis sort of things with regards to One Piece in the future. And I hope you join us at that time. Anyway, until then, happy comic book reading, happy anime watching, happy movie watching, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.